Hey guys, what's up? So I'm going to do my video in a morph suit just to switch it up a little. So I'm supposed to be describing the myofascial lines, and I'm going to get right on that. Okay, so let's start with the superficial back line. Okay, so this is a line of fascia that runs from underneath your foot right here. Uh-oh. My screen got dark for a second, sorry guys. Okay, so superficial back line, it runs from underneath your foot, up your calf, the gastrocnemius, up the hamstrings, and then it goes through the sacrotubercle ligament, then up the erector spinae, all the way around to the front of the head. Pretty crazy. Its main postural function is to prevent people from just collapsing into the fetal position. So it keeps you upright. The movement function, well, it basically does spinal extension. It does spinal extension, hip extension, knee flexion, and dorsiflexion. Alright, so that's that one. Then there is the superficial front line. This one, it starts right under the foot. It goes up the peroneal muscles and the tibialis, and from there it goes into the quads and the rectus femoris, and from there it kind of stops off there but starts up again in the abdominals, which originate on the pubis, and it goes up the rectus abdominis, goes up there, up this fascia right here, and then it attaches to your sternocleidomastoid right there. So its main postural function is to basically support against the superficial back line. So instead of doing too much of this or too much of this, they both kind of work together to maintain this. Perfect. Oh, my screen got dim again. Okay, let's see. Lateral line. The lateral line, it starts kind of also under the foot, and it leads into the peroneals right here. Okay, from there, it goes into that IT band. Then it goes up the IT band and kind of branches off into two directions. Okay, so from here, it's hard to breathe in this thing. It goes to the TFL right here, the tensor fasciae latae, and the other way it goes up to the gluteus medius right here. And yes, if you're wondering, I am wearing biking shorts. Okay, from there, it kind of does like 3 X's going up the side of the body right here. So from here, it does an X like this, and then another one, and then another one, and then this part of the X, it goes up to kind of the first and second rib, right around there, and the other one kind of goes up around here, and from there, this one and this one, they come around and they meet up to make the sternocleidomastoid, and I believe the splenius capitis. So yeah, the main postural function for that one is it prevents a lot of, well, it basically stabilizes the front and the back line, so it kind of prevents too much of this happening and too much of this happening, as well as it really stops this from happening as well. Movement function, it does lateral flexion of the spine, as well as adduction of the hip, and eversion at the foot. Here we go. There we go. Eversion. Whew. Let's see what's next. Oh, my screen got dim again. Jeez. Okay, the spiral line. That's what's next. The spiral line. Okay, so it starts off kind of like as this stirrup. Like when you're riding a horse, you put your feet in stirrups. So it kind of starts off like that underneath your foot, and then it comes around this way, and then it goes into the tibialis anterior right here, whereas the other side goes up into the peroneals. Okay, from there, it goes up the IT band on one side, and then it goes up the biceps femoris on the other one, and that one then goes up to the This one goes up to the sacrotubercle ligament, and then of the erector spinae all the way up to the back of the head. We've seen that before in the superficial back line. But the real cool stuff is when from this area, it leads up into the IT band, and then it goes into the TFL. But from there, it kind of goes cross court all the way over to the serratus anterior right here, and from there, give me a second. It goes through the serratus anterior underneath the scapula into the rhomboids right here. So yeah, the main postural function for that one is it basically maintains balance in all three planes of motion. So sagittal plane and frontal plane and transverse plane, particularly the transverse plane because of all the twisting. And of course, I just gave away the answer. The movement function of this particular myofascial line is mainly twisting and stuff like this. And you know, if you're gonna go and do exercises like that, that is kind of, you know, that would very much be activating this spiral line. Okay, now on to the stupid screen. Now on to the functional lines. The function of the functional lines is power and precision. This is what it gives us. It gives us power and precision. And how it does that is it kind of lengthens the lever arm so that you have more power when you're doing something. For example, the longer your leg is, generally the more powerful you're going to be able to kick a soccer ball. That's just the way it is. Just like another example, the longer your golf club is, the faster your club head speed is just going to be. Unless you're really weak and you just can't swing it that fast, but you know what I mean. Okay, the front functional line, it is the adductor magnus right here, and then it leads up to the rectus abdominis, and then also the pectoralis major right here. And the functional back line is the vastus lateralis, and then it goes up to the gluteus maximus, and then up to the latissimus dorsi. So, lots of large muscle groups there. Well, I've made an utter fool of myself, and I hope you guys learned something. I hope you could hear me. I might have to do it again. You stay classy, San Diego.